Hello, lovelies. My name is Teacher Kristie with Gogokid. Today, I want to talk to you about my very favorite ESL strategy, props. Props, when used correctly, can do so much to enhance your online ESL classroom. But why should we use props? First of all, props are so much fun. Not only are they fun and entertaining and they capture the student's interest, they also help relax the student. A student who's having fun naturally has a lower affective filter. The lower that affective filter is, the more willing the learner is to take risks and to try something new. We want that affective filter to be way, way down here during class so the student is willing to try something new, to try learning English, to try saying words they don't know how to use. And props are a great way to encourage that. Props also help facilitate connections in the student's mind. When they see a prop in your hand, for example, a basketball, they are already thinking in their mind the Chinese name for that object. And then when you instruct them, basketball, basketball, instantly their mind is making that connection between the Chinese word for basketball and the English word you have just said. The use of that prop is like a bridge between what they already know and the new content that they're learning. The more bridges you provide in class, the stronger their learning becomes and the more solidified it is in their minds. So let's talk about what kind of props you should use in your classroom. If you're a brand new teacher just starting out, there are a few basic props that you can use in virtually all of your classes. So these are my basic prop suggestions. First of all, a whiteboard. A whiteboard can be used for virtually anything. You can write words, you can write sentences, you can draw pictures, you can do anything with a whiteboard. It's a blank canvas ready to become any prop you need it to be. My second essential prop suggestion is a puppet. A puppet. If you don't have a puppet, you can use a stuffed animal too, but my preference is a puppet with a moving mouth. First of all, the puppet can be used to entice a shy student to participate. You might be the first foreign teacher they have ever seen, and that might be a little scary for them. But if you bring out a puppet, hello, hello, they may just be more willing to engage with the puppet than they are with you. Another great way to use the puppet is to model conversation. A lot of the beginning level learners are simply parroting back the things that you say to them. They don't quite understand that you are trying to engage in a conversation and you don't simply want them to repeat. So sometimes when you say to a student, "What is your name?" they might just say back to you, "What is your name?" They don't understand that you're asking them a question. So a great way to model that conversation is with a prop. Hello, my name is Kristie. What is your name? My name is Mr. Fish. Hello, Mr. Fish. What is your name? So modeling conversation is a great way to use a puppet, stuffed animal, anything like that, but you definitely should have one in your classroom. Another essential prop suggestion is a set or two or three or several flashcards. Any kind of flashcards, but especially letter flashcards. Letter flashcards are a great way to start. Often they have the capital and lowercase letter as well as a corresponding picture on the back. You can use these letter flashcards in so many ways in your classroom. They're definitely on my must have prop list. Instead of flashcards, if you want, you can always use magnetic letters as well, but I think flashcards are a great place to start because they are so inexpensive. In addition to letter flashcards, number flashcards often come quite in handy, as well as vocabulary flashcards, sight word cards, color cards. Any type of flashcards that you can get is great. Next up on my essential props list is something to encourage engagement or to encourage your student with. So something like a pom pom or a clapper, even a party horn, or one of my favorite tools for engagement is a microphone. Hello. It's a great way to indicate that you are waiting for the student to respond. It's great to use during the songs at the beginning of our lower level lessons. So some type of prop that either encourages the student to keep doing a great job or that encourages engagement. Definitely an essential prop to have. And the last prop on my list of basics are characters. You can print the characters from Fresh Desk, and they come in super handy to use during lessons. You can talk to them. You can use them to model boy, girl. You can use them to point out different body parts. You can use them to point out different types of clothing. So much you can do with our characters. I definitely suggest if you are able, you print them out. I prefer to laminate mine for durability, and they become an awesome prop to use in your classroom. For new teachers just starting out that want to up their prop game just a little bit from the basics, I often suggest that they create prop packs for our most common trials. I have the lesson name and the level on the box. Makes it very easy to grab for trials. I'm already prepped and ready to go. So in my It Is Red box, I have red and blue cards that I printed. I have copies of the paint tubes from the lessons to help show the student what I want them to click. I also have a blue hat and a red hat. If you have your characters printed out, you can put the hats on the characters, just like in the lesson. I also have red and blue dinosaurs. And then I have a little bucket of assorted, just random red and blue toys I've collected from around my house just to help practice red and blue. Just all sorts of different little toys that I found. For my apple and banana box, inside I have a apple card and a banana card. I have printed pictures of just an apple and a banana. I also have little mini apple and banana props that I can show the students. And finally, I have a letter B card because the lesson does introduce the letter B. I have one of these prop boxes for each of the trials that Gogokid offers. So beyond the basic props and your trial props pack, it's really up to you how far you want to delve in the props world. Some people prefer to remain props minimalists and only keep a few key props on hand. Other people, like me, tend to go kind of crazy with props. I love props. I have probably hundreds of them. I just find it fun and exciting. It's really up to you where on that spectrum you want to fall. There's two main types of props you can use in your classroom, 2D and 3D props. So 2D props are more like flashcards or vocabulary words. You can have, the color cards, the letter cards, vocabulary words pertaining to your lesson. 2D props can be any type of just flat 2D paper normally. I like to laminate mine for stability. You can get 2D props from printing them online. I know several people who just cut them out of magazines and laminate different pictures. You can buy flashcard sets, lots of different ways and routes you can go for 2D props. Aside from 2D props, there are also 3D props. These are, your toys and 3D objects that you can use to enhance your class. 3D props are my favorite. You can get them pretty much anywhere. My favorite place personally for props is just the Dollar Tree. They have tons in their toy department that really suits the needs for the online classroom. Really cheap, really affordable. I've just kind of built up my props collection as I've gone through my teaching career, learned what props I need, what props I didn't, and have just expanded my collection that way. Keep in mind when you are preparing for class, Gogokid does like to see a minimum of 2 props used per class. That can be flashcards and a whiteboard, or, color cards and a doll to point out body parts. It can be, fruits for the fruit trial. It can be your microphone and a whiteboard. Any 2 props you find will work best for your class is just fine. So I encourage you to have fun in your classroom with props, however far or small you choose to go. Just make sure you pick a couple of props that are relevant to your lesson, things that will be fun, interesting, and engaging to your student, and have fun in the classroom. Thanks. Bye bye.